some people may say, Eli, why would I play Eli? But not JackOfGames. He went out there and he did it. And he brought home...
Played Eli.
He went out there and he played Eli.
He put himself through Eli. It's going to be a short seed. Just 6 digits.
Just the 6. So 52, 14, 69.
If anyone wants to play along at home, feel free. And tell us what's in the things that they miss.
Exactly. Go and slow play this seed, and then let us know all the juicy stuff they missed out on. But we are off and running, so nothing much to talk about early.
Nothing out of the
no early
ordinary.
bloodshed.
Jack being a bit more efficient, noticing that he can dig through that wall there because he recognises what this layout looks like.
Yeah, exactly. He's able to.
I'm just going to curve around.
Yep, just gonna go top right. Jack, gonna grab this this base spear out of that mimic red chest.
Of all the good things that you can get from a mimic, and it's a base spear.
Exactly.
And that's gonna last you for the next 2 floors, and then you're just gonna check your boss black chest.
Yeah, you're still swapping that out.
It's a bad item that you're not even gonna keep for the whole run.
Exactly. It's a bad placeholder.
Yes. Like, there could have been a whip in there, right? And instead he got the spear.
Yeah, let's go with that.
kind of a spooky... Oh, gosh.
That's
okay, Jack,
not how you
Jack.
dragon dance.
So he knew... He realised, I think, just at the last minute, that if he walked up, then that yellow skeleton there would have jumped off of the bounce trap and hit him.
Yeah,
And so he thought, okay, I have to go left here. And then he didn't realise that he still had 2 hits left. It's kind of when you're in that moment and you suddenly realise, no, what I'm doing is not going to work. I have to do something different. And you just don't have time to realise that what you're doing differently is slightly wrong as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of like the lesser of 2 evils. If he lets himself get hit by that skeleton, then he still has to deal with the skeleton being right on him and the dragon. But as far as the weapon camp is concerned, a class axe for both of these guys, that's crazy good.
Yeah, that chest definitely could have been worse, huh?
I've certainly seen worse weapons been handed out from that specific boss chest.
Yeah, that is probably one of the fastest weapons in the game. Again, like, I mean, obsidian and glass have always been the fast materials, and axe is the fast weapon. So we're gonna see these guys go very fast. I would not, if neither of them die, I wouldn't be surprised if they both sub-7'd.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially considering they now have +2 damage with those spiked earphones.
This axe is absolutely ridiculous right now.
Yeah, this is just gonna kill. It's gonna melt through basically everything.
It's just gonna be dark golems and death metal. Speaking of the devil. Okay. Joe making the decision to lose the glass torch in favour of the luminous torch.
Oh, and unfortunately lost his life not long after.
It's not a broadsword, Joe. It's not a broadsword.
It is indeed not a broadsword. You might see Jack look to get rid of this glass axe then.
I don't think he can get too comfortable, but I also don't think... I think Jack knows that he can't get too comfortable because he knows Joe is only a blistering catch-up away from being right on his heels again.
Absolutely.
He knows if he just slow plays here, then he's not going to have a good time. But he is opting to lose the glass torch, which is a little bit spooky, gaining that actual mapping from the Torch of Walls and going for this 3 damage cat with healing and a ring of regen. Yeah, so this blood
cat, that's the one. This blood cat mitigated somewhat as the 1 damage by that +2 from the spiked earphones. I'll be honest, of all of the top racers that I would maybe be concerned about with the spiked ears and trying to keep them alive, Jack is probably one of them. He is, and as he said it himself, you know, he's not so great at actually keeping the beat in this game.
Yeah, whereas some people like Spooty come from a rhythm game background, Jack definitely does not.
Yeah, no, Jack is... I mean, Jack started off the game playing Bard and got good at the game by playing Bard and then started playing Cadence because he couldn't keep the beat. Wrong way on this 3-3, unfortunately.
Yeah, even with the Torch of Walls, but I assume he was just going for the shop. Just wanted to see what was inside. Turned out, it was a ham.
Yeah, which
Not bad.
not too bad.
And some goo boots.
Yeah, so nice bit of protection from goo. Also, totally protected from tar and water. Not that you're going to see much of that for the rest of this run, but
well, you'll see a little bit of water in Zone 5, and
a little bit.
Gonna lose his flawless. That's really not what he wanted, because I think he wanted to check whack here and get something that's a little bit less beat dependent.
Yeah.
If he loses his multiplier here, he's on a 1 damage cat in Zone 4, and that's in a situation no one wants to be in.
Yeah, that's a bad place to be. But gotta love FM3.
Yeah, he handles it well.
Yeah, so lead
3
boots.
damage being helpful there.
Yeah, lead boots, pickaxe, and a base broadsword in that 4-1 shop. You don't want any of that. You can leave that behind.
What is it with Zone 4 items sucking?
I mean, it is 4-1. It's the X-1 that's the issue.
Yeah.
Just because of the way the item tiers work.
He's got a confused sentry. Okay.
Those are the worst. Like they're just so scary. Like I think it was Spoody. I was watching play some. Admittedly, it was Coda earlier, but there was a confused sentry, and he just went, "Oh God!" and just walked beside it for like 8 beats, just to make sure he was gonna be able to take it out without too much issue. Shovel of Courage is nice.
Well, we see him go for a weapon. Well, actually, we won't, because he's out of health. He's out of money even to go for any more conjures. He's gonna leave the Shovel of Courage. What do you think?
I don't hate that. I mean, it's tricky. The issue with the Shovel of Courage and the cat is that it doesn't really. They don't work well together. You'll dig and try and hit something, but you won't move. It's kind of weird. It's been a while since I've had both. But it interacts a little bit weird. It's not the most intuitive in the world.
And it's also probably when you're ahead this far and you're just trying not to die. It's not really what you want to have. But
yeah.
Just as I said, when you're ahead this far, I realized that that's not true at all.
Yeah, Joe is down onto 4-1, really making a push here.
Joe's got Glass Axe Courage.
Yeah, so pretty quick. Joe's now on 4-2. That 4-1 disappeared really quickly. Jack is going to have to be on his game here if he wants to keep a lead with what is a... He has a lot more stuff as part of his build, but it is nowhere near as quick. Joe can go fast, be super spooked, but he can go fast. Oh god, there's just black bats everywhere. This is the worst situation.
Wow, just 3 quick cleaves and they're all dead. And he's going to take the broadsword. I don't hate that.
That's absolutely the right decision. You still have a strong weapon. You're still going to be able to get a lot of clearing.
Yeah, you can catch up here. But Jack has dealt with that boss quickly, and all the while Joe was fumbling around with that black bat cave. He's on 5-1 and he's about to go down to 5-2.
Yeah, so managing to preserve a bit of a lead here after what looked like it could have gotten really ropey. Oh, there goes Joe's glass torch. That's going to be a big miss for him when he's trying to catch up here.
Yep. So I think what we saw there was the Zone 4 effect of seeing racers be in the same zone, but when it's Zone 4, it doesn't mean a lot because of how long Zone 4 takes.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the major things about Zone 4 is, yes, you always know the exits on the opposite side, so mapping doesn't really matter. So from that kind of perspective, you save yourself some time trying to figure out where to go. But there's just so many enemies and packed into little rooms that you just have to handle. And it's easily the longest zone. Joe just dropping this multiplier here.
Yeah, just doesn't care about the item because he knows he just has to run, but Jack has totally just turned what was a 2-floor gap into a 4-floor gap, and is now on the Necrodancer fight.
Yeah,
I think plenty of bombs.
Yeah, Jack noticed pretty quickly. He was like, "Oh, I gotta go."
Yeah, he suddenly went from blood tier mode to okay.
Oh, Joe. Down he
quickly,
goes.
and yeah, there goes Joe, and he knows it's over.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Jack he's got 3 hearts and a potion. He's got obsidian armor. You know, it would take a lot for Jack to die here. So Joe's just gonna get ready for the next race.
Yeah, probably grab something to drink. You know, just like clear your head a bit, and don't let your previous race result affect you.
I mean, I don't think Joe's not the kind of guy to get too wound up a bit of loss like that. But there you go, Jack cutting the 9, a 951, 1004 RTA, and he's got a point on the board here.
So, about Joe and swapping onto the broadsword, so Fibonacci's saying should have stayed with the axe, had a small chance of winning, but switching to the broadsword had none.
I mean, not necessarily true when you have like you have your broadsword, which is doing 3 damage, and you have courage.
The
the difference.
Definitely faster.
It's definitely faster, but like a lot of that time is going to be spent with you being really scared and probably playing a bit slower as a result. If you break that glass axe as well, then that's it. It's totally game over.
Yeah, I think he still could have caught up with that broadsword. And the thing is, Joe, he's got a lot of experience with courage broadsword, right?
Exactly.
He knows how it plays. He knows how to operate it. It's very, very intuitive to him. But with Courage Axe, there's still so much to think about because he's got just the beta testing and the month that the DLC's been out for. That's all the experience with Axe he has, as opposed to a year and a half, or however long. How long would it have been since?
Well, I think the game was full release was sometime in 2015.
Yeah, it was May, wasn't it? It was like May 2015 time.
I think so, yeah. So we are approaching 2 years of this game being out. But yeah, that said, it wasn't swapping to the broadsword that ultimately cost Joe there.
Yeah, it was just the death, really. That's it. The only reason it looked as close as it is because Jack knows how to use his time well.
Exactly. Jack was slow playing as he should have been. Oh, Joe just having a really rough time at the start of this race.
Yeah, he messes up the bomb there.
Yeah. Oh, and it's an obsidian rapier from the black boss, the black chest in the boss fight. Yeah. So
he didn't know that it was good, but he knew to reset that when that happened.
Yeah, like your first boss chests are generally pretty valuable, and he had already taken a ton of damage.
April the 23rd. That sounds right.
Let's see, quartz armor, cookies, and explorer's boots. That's nice.
And the shop's just going to lead him to the exit. Alright, well, not again for Joe. Let's see if he keeps it together this time. If he doesn't get hit again, because I think if he doesn't make it this time, then there's very little chance for him to catch up.
Yeah, it would be super tricky for him to catch up after a second death. But manages to pull out the flawless, so he's going to get that obsidian rapier as well. Jack, in the meantime, going to get this really nice quick kill on Death Metal 2.
Yeah, little side point with the obsidian rapier on Death Metal 2 like that, or on any Death Metal. You want to make sure you don't lunge at him straight away. Because if you lunge, he's going to teleport. But if you just hit him for 3 damage, he doesn't teleport, and then you can lunge for 6, and that's enough to kill him. So you can kill him without him teleporting at all, provided you set it up right. Just a tiny little efficiency point. Again, one of the things that separates some of the titanium races that can play fast from the crystal races, right?
Exactly. I mean,
Obsidian, who know these little things.
Ultimately, it's like there's little efficiencies all over, regardless of tiers. I mean, there are people who, like, there are crystal tier racers who do dumb things. On like a surprisingly frequent basis. In terms of
I don't
like
know
just
any Crystal Tier racer who does dumb things.
none. There's not a single one. But no, you see it quite a lot. So like,
Yes.
This game is hard. It's especially hard to remember like what you actually have on your build and what you're able to do with that. That's kind of the key thing. Okay, talking about the kind of whether Joe would be able to catch up. He's on 3-3 after that death. Going to get a map here. That's going to really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Joe is going to have a real nice time trying to both catch and with that map potentially overtake Jack. He's not going to take that. Where did I? It was Jack's side I saw the Ring of Pain on. Sorry. But yeah, that map is going to do wonders for him. Not quite as much now that he's at the tail end of Zone 3.
Yes.
But
nasty 3-3.
Yeah, managed to get through it. Oh, Jack taking a little bit of damage there in the end of that 4-1 to that popped Goblin Bomber.
He's more than happy to take that damage.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Gonna eat the cookie, get it back.
Yep, there's a potion there. You don't even have to bomb for it because you've got pickaxe. Yeah. Beautiful. Let's see. I think you go fireball here. No, he's gonna go for the.
You leave it. I think you don't take anything. I think you just go.
I mean, at this point, Jack is.
So the fireball is.
Yeah, and like Jack has enough of a build that like, I mean, Joe is still running next to nothing. He's got that rapier. He's got his map, and he's got a bright torch. He doesn't have anything else. He's got 2 bombs, but you know.
Yeah. I actually don't understand the battle shovel at all. That does so little for you right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
maybe just
fireball.
really wanted that tier 2 shovel.
Yeah, it's gonna save him a couple beats over the pickaxe, but like.
Yeah. Oh, Joe's in a nasty situation here. Gonna have to bomb for this this potion.
He sees the bombs down, and he has to go for them now because otherwise he's not gonna have enough of the Necrodancer.
Yeah, he just straight up doesn't have a choice. Oh, there goes that potion already. And it's one of these things. Joe doesn't even have the time. Joe just doesn't even have the time at this point to kind of get himself on the correct parity with those bats to avoid the
you
damage.
either have to go away, find a wall to dig. That takes so long, or you just have to drop your beat. And I mean, that would have been better than getting hit, dropping his beat.
Yeah,
because you'd save a bit of health. But even then, it's tiny. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there was a miner's cap there on 5-1 for Jack. Not going to take it. Great synergy with the battle shovel. But definitely the right call to just leave it behind.
I think if you take the battle shovel, you should take the cap there.
Not in this situation where you're waiting for Joe to play a catch-up game.
Speaking of a catch-up game, it's over.
Yeah.
The catch-up game is gone. Joe has gone down to an unfortunate ogre in his 4-3. So there's the 4-3 exit room that we love to talk about and how silly it can be. And he's just
yeah, Joe offline. Looks like he's kind of conceding that Jack's probably got this one somewhat.
We do always encourage races to go on.
Absolutely. I mean, anything can happen in these races. At this tier, it's not quite as likely. But yeah, let me just pop off Joe's name just to avoid any confusion as much as I can. But we got Jack here looking to seal a 2-0 win.
Yep, definitely not the series I expected to go 2-0. These are 2 really strong races, but Joe he wasn't on form in this series. He was just inefficient in places, and that bomb on the Fortissimo just basically lost him this race.
Yeah, it's just the little things like that like for someone like Joe are pretty strange to have happen.
It's just not how I expected this to go. So Jack's going to clean up shop with 8 hearts and quartz armor. He's got 3 hits to go on the Necrodancer. It's never say never, but I think
it'd be pretty surprising with a potion and quartz armor, you know? You'd have to get dunked a lot. Oh, that nightmare just swapping targets. Oh.
Yeah, it's silly.
And
Oh,
there you go.
Necrodancer sitting in the stage, and that's it.
Yep, an 8:35. It looks like an 8:23 in game. So JackOfGames going to be your 2-0 winner. He's gonna seal his spot in the playoffs at the end of the season. So GG's to him. Commiserations to Mudjoe. He's still in the crystal tier. He'll have to do it all again next week. But yeah, really, really good races today. We saw... Who did we see get promoted? We saw